farm for a position 4 to pick up in those situations.
All right, let's jump into the draft for game number 1 in this best of 3 series between LGD and IG. But based upon those stats and how these two players play, how do you think that's going to influence like the early and early mid between these two teams, Effie?
I think that honestly, Jinkyu is an active 4 as well, right? He doesn't sit an AFK farm like the stat may lead us to believe. I think it just comes down to a difference in heroes. Like, if we're talking about this tournament alone, Jinkyu's played a lot of Coddle, and he took upon himself the wave shove role. And the support who does that will make much more gold than let's say a Clockwork, right? Clockwork has no built-in farming mechanism, and we've seen Taka play these types of heroes that don't particularly care about their game. So it's just a hero pool kind of thing. But definitely, Jinkyu does get farm priority on PSG.LGD. Like, I have seen him nuke creep waves in front of his carry.
Yeah, it's all about getting the waves out so you can make some plays happen. It's like
why do they moan at me in my pubs when I do that, though? I don't get it.
Anyway. Because your pubs don't understand the concept, and you probably don't either. So you're probably doing it in the wrong situation.
No. Leave out the last bit, Stephen. I was enjoying it until then. Alrighty, we have ourselves a Wyvern picked up by IG, and now a Grimstroke and a DK picked up by PSG.LGD.
Will you look at that second ban by IG? They've heard the story. They've witnessed the horrors.
It's gone. This is perfect. This is exactly what LGD wants going into the international. People to fear a techies, and they having to ban that in the first phase. You know, the other thing about the topic that you brought up earlier, Nomad, is that Oli plays Winter Wyvern for IG, whereas LGD has Shinkyu playing Winter Wyvern. So in that regards, the lane shover on IG is typically Oli. So he's taking a bit more farm as the 5. So it's like more balanced there. And on the LGD side, you'll see Fate Beyond playing more of that, you know, Clockwork kind of hero who's just running in and creating chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Anyway, let's talk about the openers. LGD have gone with the most boring opener of the tournament so far. This is not what we're used to. This is not what we're used to seeing. But it tells me one thing: that they are here to win today. They're not here to mess around. They didn't start with a Pango. They didn't start with a Coddle. They didn't start with a Touch. Zhao 8's back. He's a little bit upset. He's got the belts at hand. No, seriously though, they're here to play today. And Grimstroke Dragon Knight, very timeless combo. The double Dragon Tail Soulvine, the Inkswell and Dragon Knight, the potential of the Dispel, the potential of like pairing the Grimstroke with the Dragon Knight on lane and getting a lot of kills. There's a lot here. Although Grimstroke, when you look at him, can be a 4 or a 5. It just really depends on the carry that the enemy team picks out, and if a Dark Portrait is needed. If it is needed, usually you'll see Grimstroke take more of that farm priority and become a 4.
And with this Templar Assassin pickup, I feel IG, I mean, you do take it away from LGD because they've been playing that carry TA, but also Emo won't be playing a Spear Hero in this game. And I don't think he really wanted to play a Spear Hero against Dragon Knight Grimstroke. But like, there's too much silence, leash, and the Dragon Tail is just a lot to deal with. So IG going for a different route in this game. Do you like it when Emo plays non-Spear Heroes, Meryl?
No, not really. I like, we were talking about this yesterday, right? When we were seeing Emo and Lena, it's a great hero. He plays it well. Same with TA. We've seen him pop off on the TA. It's just that the chaos creator, the person who makes team fights difficult for the enemy team on IG, is usually Emo, whereas on other teams it's actually usually the offlaner. So you can really feel that lack of havoc when IG play more of a Lena mid or a TA mid oriented kind of draft. But that being said, Emo does play them very well, and it doesn't mean that IG can't play this style of Dota. I don't think it suits them.
So LGD kind of forcing IG into that corner, essentially, just with their opening. So the mind games in the drafts already starting out right here. And Treant Protector, once again, there's no techies to pair it up with, but that's all right. The purpose of this hero is just to sit in the safe lane, keep that tower alive as long as he possibly can. Just make it really annoying. Make IG rotate a bunch of heroes instead of just having one carry take that tower or with another one. And LGD are just going to be able to pick up more farm on the map because of how much space and time Treant can buy for you.
And this tells us a couple of things already, right? We know it's a 4 Grimstroke, so that this Grimstroke will have more priority and suddenly becomes a different kind of hero with like an Ags pickup. A Treant Grim support duo tells me that they're gonna go for it late. Okay, there it is. It's like Tinker. Tinker is a hero typically that needs a little bit of time to come on, but you pick this hero, you play for the late game a lot with it. They have so much. They have so much tower defense and wave clear. They've got Stroke of Fate from Grim. They've got Living Armor from Chain Protector. They've got March of the Machines. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a hard carry in their last fight.
This is a lot. There's a lot of stuff for LGD and IG to digest and deal with. But I think at this point, once you see this Tinker, you need to send this TA to the safe lane and pick like a Storm. Because the only carry that could have really dealt with Tinker is Spectre, and it's gone. Anti-Mage, that is another option, but it's going to suffer if you play Anti-Mage with Templar Assassin. That's just a disaster. So
Agreed.
We need to see a pivot here from IG with the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, and you can pick an offlaner that can play more of that catching Tinker role, but it's typically not enough. And usually I don't like Tinker that much, especially this patch. But when you think about Tinker and you think about how safe can this hero be in the early stages of the game, that's the question you have to ask yourself. And they have Winter Wyvern and Hoodwink supports. These are not the best supports at killing Tinker in the laning phase. While Hoodwink is actually quite good at catching Tinker because she has Scurry and can find him in the trees, it's not the same as playing versus an Earth Spirit, in the early game where you're actually in danger of dying on your lane. So already he's a little bit safer in the laning phase and is going to have a better start. Night Stalker actually fills this role very well. We were talking about an offlaner who can go on Tinker.
I hope you guys heard me while she was saying I whispered Night Stalker. Thank you.
Wow.
Nomad.
Nailed it.
Your brain every day it grows bigger.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard it. Don't worry, bro.
Just wanted to make sure, I'll take the W where I can.
Yep. Serve it up to you on a nice little plate.
For obvious reasons, Night Stalker is very good against Tinker. He provides vision and can catch him, right? He just blinks in and gets on top of him and kills him. It's actually quite difficult for Tinker to play against this hero, especially if IG have a good start.
Check out what LGD banned.
Storm, so they seem to read it as a safe lane TA.
Because it has to be.
I think they read it as a potential safe lane TA, because the thing is, even if IG don't play the safe lane TA, they would be willing to do that if they get their hands on a Storm.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
But if they don't get a hands on their Storm, it's likely that they will leave the TA as a position 1 and they pick another carry. It's like priorities and roles change depending on what's available to you.
So didn't JT play this Night Stalker the Meteor Hammer a few days ago?
Yeah.
Yes, with the Winter Wyvern. It's a really good combo. I love it. This is actually very genius. Whatever they're doing with the Winter Wyvern, like they have so much more priority than every other team with Wyvern, because their offlaner's idea is to buy Meteor Hammer and just run around, take towers, or like use the fight, set up with the curse, get the double Meteor Hammer off, and you just do so much with it.
Final pick coming out from IG. What direction are they gonna go in? The Juggernaut and the Storm banned out. What's
IG also banned PL and Medusa, right? Because it's really easy with a Tinker, Treant, and Grimstroke lineup to play for the late game, and going for that hard carry makes sense if it's the draft. Although you will sacrifice.
Okay, so they go with the
potential of getting
Spirit anyway. Okay. So they decided to put the TA safe lane, Ember mid. The carry's potential is Juggernaut could have been good, right? The healing word is amazing against March of the Machines, and they don't really have much burst damage on the side of LGD. So It would have been, that was a very solid ban, and now they're like, okay, so our best carry is gone. We're gonna have to put the TA now back to the safe lane, get the Ember. I like IG's draft a lot because they have so much vision control with the Night Stalker and the Templar Assassin traps. And as long as Kaka is able to make good rotations to the mid lane with the Ember, get a kill or two on the Tinker. Okay, so this Gyrocopter is like a lane winner against NS. It's a crazy strong lane. Treant plus Gyro. You're gonna be able to just rocket this NS, just kick him out of the lane, farm. You're gonna have like maybe 50. I expect 15 denies from this Gyrocopter before nighttime. If not, the game's gonna look so much harder for LGD.
So they have to win the lane, is what you're saying. That's why they've drafted it.
Well, IG's draft has the vision control versus LGD. It's going to be a hard game for Ember as the game goes longer and longer. There's just going to be way too much catch for him. And they have to make sure on IG that they don't let LGD get to the point where they can fight back. Because IG are going to hit this faster timing with Night Stalker and Ember, and of course TA. And they're just going to look to run down LGD before they get strong enough. The question is, will they be able to do it? I kind of like this Gyro pick because instead of playing for the ultra late, which his hero can do, he can also join fights and contribute to the team because they read that they're just going to be run at so much this game. So they can't just sit there helplessly, right? And the Gyro fits that role pretty well.
Man, both these drafts look really good. I mean, I like what both of them are offering. I do, however, think that Night Stalker can struggle if he doesn't have at least a reasonable start. And without this Night Stalker kind of being there to shut down this Tinker, like, I don't know, is Ember enough? Maybe. I don't know. I've kind of learnt to trust in the LGD craziness. I'll go ahead and cast my lot first, and I'm going to go say LGD for this first game. What are you thinking, guys?
Yeah?
Well, you guys know me. I always go LGD. I'm gonna go LGD. But I can see IG's draft working very well for them.
Go on, Thebe, you gonna rock the boat?
I'm gonna rock the boat. I'm going IG.
Yeah. All right. Nice split panel. That's what we like to see. What was your reasoning behind IG quickly before we go to the cast?
I think they have the vision control. I think Gyrocopter is going to do very well early on, but Kaka is going to make the key movements to the mid lane. He's going to bring this Tinker down, and I feel at some point LGD are going to run out of damage, and that's when IG is going to take over the game.
Druid is brave to pick Tinker in such an active 4, but let's find out how this game goes, and we'll throw it over to our cast of this one. It is BO3 and Mo Farah.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Mo, you're giving some comments in the chat, in the group chat, where you saw that Tinker. You have some thoughts, but now that the draft is finished, what are your complete Tinker thoughts? I need to know.
My complete Tinker thoughts. The thoughts I put in the chat were, oh, hang on. They see
Bushwhack, Arctic Burn, and there's an Aegis Grass down by Innocence. Not sure that's going to be enough to save Ame. It is slowing them up quite a bit, but Ali will get the finishing blow and get first blood on Ame. And the question is, can they get out without losing anything else? Aegis Grasp up in 3 isn't going to be just that easy and that simple. And it looks like they're going to follow this Winter Wyvern and at least get one in return. And it goes the way of Jinku.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Night Stalker.
Yeah,
that's the power of the Night Stalker, right? Where you get the night vision before the Horn, allows you to find that clean initiation. So really well played by IG. They recognise it. Yeah, imagine playing tree techies one day, and then IG like, what? I mean, if we ban the techies, it'll be fine. At least we'll be able to push high ground.
Firefly's taking a lot of damage. Can he get one more right click here? Yes, he can. Nature's Grasp in 8. He's got boots on Treant Protector, and the Stroke of Fate's gonna be there. Jinku getting Fly, so at the end of the day, it's
I think
2 for 1 in bounty runes and 2 for 1 in kills for LGD.
This is scary as well because the tree's gonna stay top to try and kill the TA again when she TP's back in. And if they do kill the TA again, her game's going to be so hard.
Oh, God. There's the Dragon Tail. There's the Stroke of Fate. Which direction can you possibly go? Body box in the refractions there.
Jeez.
That was close. Just getting through the trees, and now Innocence will TP towards bottom.
Yeah, the Nature's Grasp there, just not hitting the TA, unfortunately. It was like a zoning one, right?
Yeah.
Where you want to stop her moving backwards, but it doesn't do any damage. Really unfortunate.
I feel like it would have been better off right on top of Fly. Just go for it.
Yeah, in hindsight, potentially, but
yeah,
it's difficult to say.
Always 2020. So Emo on a Spirit Hero, and obviously when that TA was picked up, the thought was he's going to play the TA. We've only seen one safe lane, or two safe lane TAs, both played by Ame in the tournament so far, and now Emo, he is on that Ember Spirit going up against this Tinker, which we'll see how that ends up working out and how this Tinker's going to end up doing.
Not a fun hero to lane against for Ember. Oh god, this gyro tree lane's so ridiculous. By the way, it's really horrible. Like you have so much damage that can come through, right? And interestingly enough, Ame actually didn't go for the homing missile at level 1. Mm-hmm. Which is, yeah, not sure about that.
Oh, stroke of fate.
What is
Emo
this?
caught, and they'll get the kill. It's a party over mid. Man, Innocent's coming over and helping to get that kill. He also had the Grimstroke coming through.
What patch is this? They just come over for the Warriors. There's just 3 heroes in the mid lane at minute 2. What? I love it.
You've got Gyro now, level 3. He's gone 1-0-2. Innocence is 1-0-1. And when they were playing the Treant with the TA, you talked about how Treant loves getting maybe the Leech Seed because obviously TA's attack range is smaller, where you benefit from the Leech Seed a little bit more. From what you were saying, is this a lane now where Treant with a Gyro, it's not really the same thing? Would you skip Leech Seed more, or what are you prioritizing as a Treant in this one?
I think he's probably going to go 1-1-3 again, which is what we saw before.
Right.
Just be annoying as possible. Make sure you can defend the towers. He could put a second point in the Nature's Grasp or something, I think, but the 1 point in Leech Seed's really good. So
I'd love to see him go ultra greedy and just go like 3-1-1 or something.
4-2-0.
Yeah.
No heals for my teams.
What is healing?
It's like the 4-minute rune's about to spawn and everyone's just fighting at minute 3.5. I love it. I think it just flicked over to a 1k net worth lead there for LGD.
Yep, it did.
Which is a bit scary for IG.
I saw the same thing, just a split second.
Never refuse gold given.
999, 1,000, 998. All right, we're still here. But 4 minutes in, and the lane now looking a lot better for Fly. Obviously, you had Grimstroke, who was out of the lane a little bit. And
sorry, Observer. Sorry, I just griefed you really hard.
Mo.
Oh,
bottom
no,
lane. It's actually happening bottom lane. Kaka gets the kill on Innocence.
Oh,
you're lucky we have one of the best observers in the game.
That was the biggest grief I've ever done. Oh no.
Oh, this damage from the Rocket Barrage, JT! Oh, getting behind the tree, getting that salve off. Too late. You're replaced for Grand Finals tomorrow.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Your punishment is you still have to finish today. Ooh, Kaka. Ame, I think if he had a little bit more health, would make that play. Try and risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Go in. Try to kill Kaka.
I find it really interesting that he hasn't got the point in homing missile. That
yeah, level 5, and he's gone 2-0-3.
Kaka's so low. Jeez. Gonna have to run all the way back to base here. Which is not the time you want to be running back to base just as it turns to night.
Where you want to be making your move with this Night Stalker.
Exactly.
I mean, this certainly has a different pace for JT than it did in the past. Especially that last Night Stalker game. It felt like his tempo was above everybody else's by like a solid margin.
This game started from really well already, and this stack for the Tinker's really strong. Obviously getting to that BO3 timing, heading towards the blink timing as quickly as possible. Oh, mate. It's okay.
It's in a little bit low. But right now, Innocence, he's the one who's going to get caught. Double damage activated by Emo. They've got the Bushwhack. And he has gone greedy. Greedier than we thought. He's 2-0-2, no Leech Seed.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But we'll see if, you know, that really impacts the lane, not having that Leech Seed.
I mean, Ame's had a really good lane anyway. Like, if you look at the net worth, him and Tinker both doing really well.
Him, Tinker, and DK. They're all top in the net worth in the moment.
Yeah, even Jinq, right, on the Grim. If you look at the net worth of the supports, is a little bit above.
Yeah, things are certainly lining up where this can become an issue, especially once Nothing to Say gets those boots to travel.
And he's only 700 gold away.
Yep.
And it's 7 minutes into the game. Jeez.
Faith Beyond actually the one who gets his Meteor Hammer first, as both offlaners are going for it. Innocence just died. He's getting run down here. He doesn't have a TP to come back, and I'm pretty sure his TP's on cooldown, so well, he'll end up dead. And that's just giving away a kill there, and a little unfortunate for this Treant Protector. Gyrocopter, meanwhile, Dragon Lance, Ags is the build. We'll come into a quick pause. I just want to talk about Tinker and magical 2017 DAC run real quick. Get it out of the way while we're paused.
No, quick, go, IG, go. Yes, nice. No DAC Tinker spoken about today.
Or even do you remember the one at Epicenter too, where
yeah.
Who was it who played it? Windstrike.
Oh god, Kaka. Does he have cooldown? Okay.
It was that Dirty Tinker Bounty Hunter combo.
Oh, one of my favorite combos in all of Dota. It's so stupid. Like, it's such a ridiculous thing. When you play against it, it's awful. But when you play it yourself, you get to laugh the whole time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now a Meteor Hammer coming out for JT. And slam it down on this tower. That's exactly what he's going to do with the help of Kaka and Emo down here. They'll put the pressure onto the tier 1. They already lost their tier 1 up towards top, so a Meteor Hammer coming in clutch for the Dragon Knight.
Look at the positioning of the heroes there to stop the tree getting to the lane. Like they're trying desperately to stop him getting within XP range. So yes, he's defending the tower, but the tree's not getting potentially as much as he would have liked. They're so slow at taking buildings, though.
And they have to take it.
And now, like, Faithion's going to run over mid here and do exactly the same thing, but so that while they're defending their tier 1 tower...
They didn't get it.
Yeah, the Tinker comes as well. They're going to lay down the march.
Oh, boy. Now, how much can they put back into this tower while they're losing their tier 1 mid? And they're going to lose this tier 1 mid. This doesn't stop. They don't have a Treant Protector. It's not the same thing. They're going to try and lay down the Meteor Hammer on this tower and get it. And I think JT has succeeded. That's exactly what he needs to be doing, though. He can't fully back off that tower. That would have been a bit too devastating for him.
For sure. We've always said, once you go for those towers, you really have to commit to them against the tree. But this
that
Tinker
had
is
something to do with the last game, right? That OGD play that ended up where Aster basically tilted out. They tried to get that tier 1 tower over bottom. Monet comes in, he's trying to get it. Not only do you have a tree and hewing it back up, but he dies to mines, to attackies. And then it's that 3-for-0 up in the triangle, and then Monet dies again, and they call GG, and that was the sequence of events that led them to quit.
At least they have a Meteor Hammer this time, right? On IG, so it's a little bit quicker for them. They need to try and take these stacks really soon on the Gyrocopter before IG start invading the area. God, this is being so efficient on both teams.
Dragon form with the Dragon Tail out on Emo, but now the turnaround comes in with the Sharpshooter. They're going to hit on to this DK, get the kill on a Faith Beyond as they go for the tier 1 over mid. 5-File looking towards the aggression on Innocence, who doesn't have that overgrowth. So they get 2 kills here. Soulbind now onto the TA as well as the Night Stalker. LGD are starting to leave, but Kaka goes into the march of the machines and still dies as he was cold embraced as the machines came in.
Don't worry, bro. I'll save you. Oh, that was so sad. I actually think he would have got out there on Kaka. But they do get the tier 1 mid here. This is really strong.
Yeah, they got the tier 1 mid, and now DK goes in again. Looking for the Meteor Hammer down on Emo. It lands. Phantom's Embrace with a stroke of fate. They get the kill.
I shouldn't laugh, really. Yeah, really good pick off for LGD. Oh, Faith Oh, he's so tanky with the Dragon's Blood and the Living Armor. And yeah, are they going to invade the stacks here? Oh, they have to take it soon on LGD.
Otherwise, it's going to go, and Ame setting up with nothing to say to just clear him up. Well, everybody's here. It's a party.
It doesn't matter who gets the gold on the Radiant side, right? They just need to make sure they get rid of them and it doesn't go to IG.
For my coffers.
They're coming up.
Yeah, they come.
Into what was known as the Bermuda Triangle yesterday, but today, Emo, he'll get the kill onto Ame. Take out that gyrocopter, and that's post taking the stack. Gyro, though, buying out on the items that he's wanted, and he gets the Blade of Alacrity and the Staff of Wizardry, still needing 2 components of that Ags left to go. All the while, you've got the Blink Dagger already on nothing to say. He's working on his own Ags. They look over at Emo once again. They've got the Silence as well as the Meteor Hammer. They'll get yet another kill onto the Ember.
Ooh. Ollie almost got in range for the curse there. That was close. But yeah, another good pick off. This DK Grim combo. Obviously so potent. We've seen this a lot in past Dota games and things. Even this tournament. And he's almost got the blink on DK. So not even going for treads or anything. Just Meteor Hammer, brown boots, straight into the blink.
I'm not opposed to the occasional bounty.
Dire are scanning.
Tinker, we'll see how quickly we'll see how quickly he gets Ags. Get that Shrink Ray.
I mean, my problem with Tinker is, and it's the same for, like, I think a lot of people think this way about Tinker. The hero feels like it does really well for, like, all game, and then you make one mistake, you have to buy back, and then you just die again and the game's over, right?
Right.
But
there are fragile heroes like that are very prominent. Like Arc Warden, I think, is similar.
Kind of.
It depends on the play style, I think, and you know, some people play the play style, and Arc Warden sits back. If he dies and buys back and dies again, the game's over. I would say D-Stone or God King doesn't play it that way, and I think that's why he's been very successful with it in this event so far, or was very successful with it.
And the thing is as well, you have to be so careful as Ollie on the Winter Wive in this game. Oh, hang on, Ame.
They're gonna go for Ame, who is really taking the brunt of the aggression here from IG. He's surviving though. Winter's Curse comes in and he's looking to get out, but the Meteor Hammer's down from JT. They got the kill on Innocence, and now the Soulbind's there. Phantom's Embrace on it too. They stunned up this DK.
Bushwhack, though.
They have any more rockets to fly out from this Tinker? He's gonna TP back into the fight eventually, and maybe he might clean up some of these heroes on the side of IG. Rockets being thrown forward, and can they get any kill? Ooh, Fly! He gets low, so does Kaka. Fly goes into the meld. You can see it getting close.
Yeah, I mean, the saddest thing there for LGD was Innocence. Like, on the tree, he tried to walk in to be able to get his Overgrowth off, but he was caught under the Night Stalker Silence. So he basically just runs in and dies because, you know, he can't get his spells off. If the Overgrowth goes off there, the fight's completely different, but yeah, well played by JT on the Night Stalker, recognizing that one.
So what was kind of a great start here for LGD is kind of simmered out, at least for now.
Yeah, just some good team fighting by IG, though. I do really like this Blade Mail on Emo, though. Like, there's a lot of this, like, spread damage in fights by, like, the Tinker, the Gyro. It's just an item that allows you to get, stuck in nice and early, play tempo, does well against the spread damage.
A wyvern's gratitude.
Radiant are scanning.
They have Blink Dagger now on JT. wouldn't be surprised to see his game kind of get a little bit more aggressive. And that's not saying he's not being aggressive already. I think IG, they're recognizing that they need to really play aggressive to come back in this game. And I don't say come back like they're down that much, but to stabilize the game would probably be a better way to describe it.
Well, I think that the onus is on them to make plays and make things happen, though, right? The LGD will be happy to just stretch this game further and further out with a Tinker and a tree. Because, you know, the later the game gets, the harder it's going to be to push high ground for IG. And that's really the, you know, what it comes down to. Honestly, like, LGD, they can fight this Roche if they want, but I really don't think it's the end of the world if IG get it. It doesn't change their game plan massively.
And he just goes into the hands of Fly. No surprise. And they have an Aegis in the hands of IG. And you said the onus is on them to fight. We'll see how IG, or really LGD, want to play around this.
They're just waiting for their own timing. LG, they're waiting for the Ags on the Tinker. They're waiting for the Gyro to hit his like strong point with like Ags, BKB +1. Yeah, so he's going Dragonlance, disassemble for the Ags, back for Dragonlance, and he's going for the BKB. And I think when they get the Ags on the Tinker and the BKB on the Gyro, they'll feel really strong. But this is what I was saying, if IG get the Aegis, it doesn't really change the way that LGD want to play the game.
Right.
They're quite happy to just dodge fights and things. Bot lane.
They're gonna wrap around and try and make something happen. They found the DK. They've got the silence. They have JT right on top. Sharpshooters in. Kaka gets the kill on a Faith Beyond.
But it can be funny, and sometimes I do relish it a bit.
Right now, still though, even with that kill, the lead extends for LGD.
Oh, what a hammer! Easy. Grove boat, gyrocopter. Feels pretty good.
I'm waiting for the TA one to come out as well.
Yeah.
Seems like that's almost an inevitability.
What's the build on the gyrocopter? This stat, like the skill build?
4-2-4-2. Took the 200 health. No extra stats.
Sorry?
No extra stats.
No stats, right, okay.
Ooh, coming around. Soulbind in the blink back. That actually connects him over to the Ember. Look at Ollie. He's just waiting. He wants to throw that Winter's Curse out.
Yeah, really well played by LGD. You want to defend your tier 2s as much as possible. Actually, again, they're trying to force the issue, and they're going to stay in the area.
Dragon Tail. Call down silence. Overgrowth. JT biting off a bit more than he could chew there, and LGD will eat him on up. Very quick and easy kill there for LGD.
Yeah, and without the Night Stalker, IG lose their big vision component in the fights, right? So
they have
well,
the
they have a ward
on Ollie, so they want to get the Winter's Curse and start something on Ame. Treeing right there, and there's the Blink Meld Strike coming in. They may not even need the Winter's Curse to get the kill on Ame, and that's exactly what will happen. Faith Beyond, though, he's in deep. They've got the laser to get the Aegis out of the hands of Fly. The Meteor Hammer doesn't land. They'll be forced to use the Winter's Curse onto Faith Beyond. Emo sent back, but the rockets hit. They get the kill on Kaka as well as Emo. They'll look over at Fly. They'll continue to chase the boots of travel to stay right on top of the TA. They'll find themselves another one. There's no way for Fly to get out, and that's a great defense from LGT, despite the fact that they lost themselves that gyro.
You have to be so careful of this Tinker. You know, if these fights happen... Oh, Nightstalk is going top lane on the Tinker, I think. Is he? Yeah.
He's found him, but can he kill him?
Oh no.
Meteor Hammer. Ooh, with a blink.
Oh my god. They need to try and help the Tinker here, though. I think he's going to die anyway.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is he? March of the Machines. Now it's... Oh!
Oh my god, what is happening?
The chase! The long-winded chase for nothing. Nothing to say survives. He's got that Ags, too.
I'm so shocked he lived there. I mean, that's the thing about if he's channeling the Meteor Hammer, though, right? You can just re-armor Blink out before the Meteor Hammer hits. So well played by Nothing to Say. Yeah, JT with the head bonk. He understands. Yeah, and I like the Hex next from the Tinker up against the Ember in particular as well. Nothing to Say played really well so far. Yeah, I was going to say, back down in this bot fight, they had this great ward down, the Tinker ward on Dire's side, right? But without the Night Stalker, they still lose this big like vision component of their fight, right?
Right.
And if they can't find the Tinker in the fight, and they don't kill the Tinker, they can't win the fight. You know? Like, these constant, like...
Blink swell. Oh, it hit 2. They try to force him out, and the Stroke of Fate comes in. They get the kill on Akaka. They'll have the Silence. Winter's Curse locks up 3, but it's not going to matter. They get the kill on the Fly. Nothing to Say. Starting to rip through these heroes. Really starting to feel himself.
Good TP.
Nothing to Say. His net worth is really being bolstered.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. And he disassembles the Dragon Lance again on the Gyrocopter to get the BKB, and he's now rebuying the Dragon Lance. So, get double efficiency out of this Lance. Disassembled for Axe and disassembled for BKB.
You think that's something that they'll change in the next patch? Making an item like that is so gold efficient, non-disassemblable? Disassemblable?
Yeah, I also think Dragon Lance was just really good this patch in general anyway.
Is that a word?
Like, I don't know, because I quite like the disassembling of items thing. I think it makes for some really cool builds. So I think if they just nerf Dragonlance slightly, it would be fine.
There's a 6k lead, though, still for LGD. Blink Dagger picked up for Treant. Now has more of an opportunity to sit back, stay out of the silence of the Night Stalker, wait for his moment to go in and blink Overgrowth. That being said, Ags picked up for the Ember, so Emo now will have that upgrade on his Remnants.
Okay. Don't mind that. Again, you want the gap closed to be able to find the Tinker in the back line, so Remnant's obviously very good with that with the Ags. That massive cast range increase. Oh my god.
Oh! Oh my god! Oh no, nothing to say!
There's no way.
Oh man. They got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That was amazing.
That might be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
Just on the edge of the silence the entire time.
Just ever. But the thing is, the silence doesn't cancel his blink, right? So as long as he gets his rearm off, it doesn't matter if the silence lands in when he's about to blink. What a ridiculous event.
Is under attack.
That is
Only missile. And they'll have the Dragon Tail Meteor Hammer coming down on the JT. Get the kill on the Night Stalker. And now they're going to bring over 2 who are immediately hit with a Soul Bind. They'll get back up onto the high ground. They do have that new Blink Dagger on Innocence ready to go in and get that Overgrowth off. To cut down on the net worth lead. Roche, it's a long one. The longest it can be. 3 minutes. And into that timer.
I honestly don't know who that favors.
Well, you're halfway to the goal, right? You killed Tinker once.
True, yeah, but he didn't buy back.
Oh, sorry, Copium.
So it doesn't
just,
really change anything, you know?
Right. And the thing is, like, they ended up losing JT anyway, so it wasn't like they were able to find anything beneficial off that Tinker kill, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've caught up in net worth on the TA a little bit, and now Gyro's kind of overpassed him. But I think they need to really still play aggressive and find him again. Obviously, the assumption is that Roche is going to be up soon, but little do these teams know it's not going to be up for quite some time, and they're going to be waiting a long time to get to this next Roche. And I think both teams are going to find themselves posturing and waiting for a while and kind of be upset about that.
OGD get the D ward as well on the high ground, so it's going to be very difficult for IG to invade that area now.
Meteor hammers being thrown here. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, Acorn shot with the Bushwhack, and that was well done by Faith Beyond to blink in and use that Cone Blade on that tree.
Yeah, that was well played. Nice to see him keeping the Quelling Blade over the Gauntlets of Strength and stuff, right, because of the Hoodwink.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Blink Dragon Tail, Meteor Hammer coming down, and that did land on the JT, even though he got Force Staff. They're going to have the Soulbind as well as the Phantom's Embrace on it too. The cooldown's going to come through, and it looks like OGD are in a prime position to win the fight, but on the backlines, they've got Emo coming in with a Flameo, and it's not going to matter. Jinku gets the kill onto the Ember. They will take out 3 clean, and LGD, a very victorious fight, still waiting for this Roach. 30 seconds.
That's the thing, they're like, oh yes, we won the fight, time to go into row. Oh, it's not there. Okay.
Ends up being a bit cross-eyed, a bit painless, but they're still waiting here.
Now it's good for IG that it's a late Roche spawn, because it might give them time here to get back into the pit. Oh, he's get the Hex on Tinker now as well. Oh dear.
May not be good for IG anymore.
Oh dear.
And he's going Aetherons next, which will eventually be turned into that Octarine Core.
Thank you.
Oh god, I hate that DK voice though. IG just gonna let it go. They've kind of assumed it's been dead for like the last 2 minutes, it feels like.
You say that? Emo's here, Dragon Tail comes down, they've got the call down, Soul bound to nobody, but still dead. Oh boy, JT,
well as well.
He's in trouble. He'll get the kill on it too. This feels like a last-ditch effort. Winter's Curse. Gyro still survives. Inkswell once again, right on a 5-5, but he pops the BKB. He's on the run. They've got the overgrowth. Fly will get that meld dispel, blink away, try to continue to run, but no longer has the BKB, and now will be stunned up and killed off by Faith Beyond. The 3 heroes down on the side of IG.
I mean, that was really bad for IG, obviously, but a nice little play there by Fly at the end.
Yeah.
Just the meld dispel into instant blink.
Cute little move there.
Yeah, I can't believe they tried to fight the Roche still. Like, OGD were going to be ready for that, right? Maybe they didn't know that the Tinker had Hex or something, so... You know, you can forgive them for it, but... I mean, they're so far behind now at this point. This Tinker's just feels like he's been completely untouched the whole game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Which makes me want to play Tinker, but...
Oh, don't do it to yourself. Oh, Meteor Hammer cancels the Meteor Hammer channel. Easy.
It feels like when, what was it, Dragon beats Dragon in Pokemon? Meteor Hammer beats Meteor Hammer?
That's the only way to beat it.
You can only beat Meteor Hammer with another Meteor Hammer.
Correct.
I'm waiting until next patch they release the Meteor Hammer upgrade.
What would it do?
Well, I guess there's already one in the neutral item, right?
Yeah, that's
Fallen
true.
Sky. But it would be a Meteor Hammer upgrade that roots heroes on the slam down. I have no idea.
Okay. So like an Atos combination.
Yes. Or I wouldn't honestly mind Fallen Sky being buildable and they take that out of the neutral pool.
Or just remove neutrals.
Yeah.
I don't mind them. They just feel like meh, you know? I'm not massively swayed either way, whether they're good or bad.
Well, the idea that Black had was you get instead of neutral item drops, you get neutral item tokens, and then you can just get the neutral item you want.
See, I don't like that. Like, if they were going to do that, I'd rather they just remove them.
Okay.
Dire's bottom tower.
Because then it's basically just like being able to buy an item, right? Normally.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah.
is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Ame pressuring bottom. Firefly comes over. And there's the Satanic popped, but...
Oh, he didn't get any heal from it.
Nope.
He does have Aegis, though.
Bushwhack, Sharpshooter. BKB gets popped. They're going to go in. They've got the Winter's Curse. That locks up too, but they've got the Overgrowth to follow that one up from Innocence. He's in pretty deep. They don't have the Satanic available for him to heal up, so he's going to end up dead. They've got the Hex on it too. With nothing to say, moving in. There's the Tinker. Hex, lasers bouncing around the IG side. They get the kill on Ollie. They're going to look over at Firefly with the blink as well as the Inkswell. Out onto this Faith Beyond Dragon Knight that lands on a Firefly. They get the kill on a 3. They'll get the GG call from IG, and LGD will take game number 1 over IG.
I felt like IG never really found that play onto the Tinker at any point in the game, apart from that top lane. Right? And if the Tinker's able to just play his game, just completely uncontested, then eventually it gets to this point, yeah, he gets the Hex. Because in fights and things, like we said before, if you don't find that entry onto the Tinker, the amount of damage that hero can do in fights is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the fights will never go their way if they can't find him. Good game by LGD, though, and nice to see them doing different things. Like this, we talked about the tree techies yesterday and the high ground defense and everything. Tree Tinker's just as annoying. And their laning stage went so well, too. And so much efficiency this game from both teams. It was cool to see.
Yeah, they've had a couple of missteps through the tournament, but they really started to hit their stride through this lower bracket run. They've looked really clean. They're like you said, they're trying different things, and I think some teams may not be ready for the things that they're trying. I.e., techies and Tinker. But we'll see.